Welcome back to Board Games Daddy and more Unmatched content. This time I bring the Nirvana set. Teen Spirit Nirvana set. Basically this will bring Squirrel Girl, Cloak and Dagger, and Miss Marvel. So this was the one that I was delaying the last because I'm not really that excited with this set, but as a collector I had to, I had to have it. I don't know what Squirrel Girl is. And as a Marvel superhero, I don't think I care. Miss Marvel, it's like the least engaged superhero that I really look forward to read things or see things. And then I'm really curious about Cloak and Dagger because I've never seen anything or read or I guess there was a TV show that happened or was planned to happen about Cloak and Dagger. I'm not sure anymore, but seems to be like the most mysterious here because you have a double character. And so Squirrel Girl will bring squirrels. Whoa! And Cloak and Dagger apparently doesn't have a sidekick. There are the two characters exist. There's no sidekick here. So I'm very curious about this one. So let's see what is inside Marvel Teen Spirit. Teen Spirit. Okay. So if they call this Teen Spirit, they are asking for me or anyone to bring references to Nirvana, right? It's impossible not to think about the Nirvana music when we hear about this. So, okay, let's open it. Cha 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 cha. Oops. Okay, what we have here is this Cloak and Dagger, probably. Yeah. Miss Marvel. That's Dagger. Does he have a dagger in his? No. And there's Squirrel Girl. Okay, so there's the publicity for other Marvel sets, which I own them all. This one still has Deadpool here being advertised. So no, it's not advertised the recent ones. It still says coming soon. So no Braden Brown with Spider-Man, etc. The manual. It's always the same manual, but with art from this specific set. You see, the cards are examples from this set, but it's the same manual that we've seen for 20 sets so far, probably. And then you have the specifics for these heroes, and you have your Cloak and Dagger dual hero. Cloak and Dagger are a pair of fighters. Each fighter is a separate hero with own health tile. If something affects a player hero, you choose whether it's Cloak and Dagger. Either Cloak and Dagger is defeated, remove them from the board like any other fighter. However, you will lose the game if both. You will only lose if both are defeated. So it's very similar to a sidekick, but they could not choose which one was deserved to be a sidekick. So let's see how that plays. The life dials here. So Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel. The hell? So she grew to a big size and she's grabbing something there, someone, and they're Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger. Okay, and then the items for this set, which apparently is like a carnival or circus or whatever. So Navy Pier. So that's something that we see on the movies, right? That fair in New York. With a big wheel. So you can fight on the wheel. Okay. So there's a zone here that you can enter there. There's a garden zone here in the middle, which is like crazy. An inside zone. Another inside separate zone. Okay, I don't see anything special. And if you're asking what's on the other side, is the typical ripoff, which is the same scenario but with the colors hidden here. Yeah, could have easily put something else. And this is what you have: Cloak and Dagger, Squirrel Girl, and Miss Marvel. I'm going to start with the Cloak and Dagger for sure. So let's see. Let's see who they are. Cloak or Dagger? I don't know. Maybe this one is Cloak. And this one, she's the Dagger. Oh, she has a dagger there. Yeah. Pointing dagger. Let's open their deck and understand better how Cloak and Dagger work together. So, Cloak and Dagger, they are both melee. They both have 8, okay, so 16 in total, not bad. And then Umbra, if you attack, after you attack, if Cloak dealt at least 2 combat damage, your opponent discards a card. And Refraction, after you attack, if Dagger deals at least 2 damage, you gain an action. Okay, so you should attack first with Dagger, and then with Cloak. That's how I see it. There's nothing else. Okay, nothing else. Any channel the dark. So is it all Annies? Oh, yeah, no. So there are a few specific here. Very few. Very few. Channel in the dark. So they really split themselves in terms of life, but also they can use any card. If Cloak played this card, but then you have the after combat effects that are focused on what you have in the card. If Cloak play this card, place the opposing fighter adjacent to Dagger in order for Dagger to give the big damage. Deal up to 4 damage to one of your fighters. One of your fighters, if other fighter recovers their... Oh, the other one recovers life, and then you draw 2 cards. Okay, so I take the damage, you cure. That's cool. Or not, I don't know. After combat, you draw 1 card. Wow, 5. This power creep is becoming very strong. And you draw a card as well. And then Cloak. After combat, you place the opposing fighter in any space. And the opponent discards. So they like to discard things. There's a feint, classical feint. Into darkness. Choose one of the fighters in the combat and move them up to 3 spaces. Typical card. You may boost this attack. Sorry, my throat. These card effects cannot be cancelled. 7! If you won the combat, your fighter takes damage equal to the amount of damage you dealt. Wow. That could be dangerous. That's like a finishing blow. That's a finishing blow. Unless, is there something here? If you discard, gain an action. Wow, that's a huge blow, but then you take a huge blow as well. So, interesting. It's like a Russian roulette here. If Dagger play this card, she swaps spaces with Cloak. Cloak is not a defender, and the value of this card is 4. Okay, so Cloak should be the one taking the damage. If Cloak and Dagger are both adjacent to the opposing fighter, the card is 6 instead. Okay, the perfect balance. The Living Light. So that's the Dagger that she uses. If Cloak play this card, Dagger recovers 2 health. If Dagger play this card, Cloak recovers 2 health. Okay, so they kill each other like woo woo. Traverse the Dark Force. Move each of your fighters up to 2 spaces. Okay, not really excited, to be honest. I was expecting something more interesting, at least for taking a look at it. But let's see after playing. And then this is like the least interesting character that my expectations were built. Squirrel Girl. But I would like to be surprised. Well, first of all, I like the coloring of the cards. So orange and green. It's like a pumpkin type of card. Looks like a Halloween theme. 8 squirrels. What? Wow, look at that. Look at that. Wow. I like summoners, so 8 squirrels looks good. Go nuts! At the start of your turn, summon a squirrel in a space adjacent to Squirrel Girl. Squirrels are small fighters. Do not start with any squirrel on the board. Okay, I'm liking that. Summoning creatures to go around. Oh, they're much improved over the Bite of Blush. Okay, so there's some joke text here. Okay, that's fun. Okay. I guess this will surprise me. The Bite of Steel. The squirrel. If there are 4 or more squirrels in the opposing fighter's zone, the value of this card is 5. 5 or more squirrels in the zone? 4. 4. Wow, so you need to invade with squirrels like... Wow, that sounds cool. Call of the Mild. If there are 4 or more squirrels in your fighter's zone, the effect of card... Okay, so she becomes stronger with the squirrels around. If you're in the combat, you draw 2 cards. Quicksilver. Okay, so only some cards have the text. Okay, so Quicksilver more like Slow Silver, so she's faster than Quicksilver. After combat, you move Squirrel Girl in a dash and eat nuts. Squirrel Girl recovers 2 health. Summon a squirrel. More squirrels. Immediately cancel all. This is good because no one will waste cards to kill squirrels. Unless those cards that deal 1 damage to everyone, etc. That would be a killer for squirrels. But I guess these guys will multiply very fast. Move each squirrel 3 spaces. Wow! So, squirrel attack! Summon 2 squirrels in any space. Wow. So she ramps the squirrels very quickly. Choose a space with 4 or more squirrels adjacent to it. How can you have 4 squirrels adjacent to a space? It's only something like this. Like, hey, are you there? So 4 squirrels around. That's it. Choose a space with 4 or more squirrels. Do the squirrels can be in the same space? No, it doesn't say that. Deal 2 damage to a fight in that space, so it's like 8 damage. 8 damage if you manage to put the squirrels around a character. And this is actually very easy to do. You just move them to, and you can boost, and when they are all surrounding someone, 8 damage. And you cannot defend against this. Wow, I'm loving this character after all. Increase the value of this card by 1 for each squirrel adjacent to the opposing fighter. The same thing. Oh, so, look around. You have squirrels around you. So now, AC is a melee, squirrels are melee. So maximum you could do like 3, right? Because you need to be as well an adjacent fighter. So it's not that great. Not that great, this one. Look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card from them to discard. If one of the fighters is adjacent to 4 or more squirrels, choose 2 cards. Okay, so basically squirrels all around. Move Squirrel Girl up to 3 spaces. She may move through sidekicks. Do not count movements for spaces containing sidekicks. Okay, so she may move through squirrels. That's it, nah? But that would... you don't count movement, so you can actually move more if you move through squirrels. Okay, summon a squirrel in Squirrel's Girl space, then place Squirrel Girl in a space in her zone to run away or to attract someone, and then she goes away and the squirrels took place. If you have 4 or more squirrels adjacent to the opposing fighter, cancel all effects on the opposing card and ignore its values. The Super Squirrel Girl. Okay, I don't think I want to see the Squirrel Girl in the movies or the books because it's really ridiculous, but here at least looks good. And then we have Miss Marvel, which it's another character that... Okay, so in the comics she grows her limbs and she also becomes big or small, whatever. But then on the UCM, the Marvel Cinematic, she has like a bracelets that give her like projection powers. She can create in energy hands, and it looks super ridiculous. And the actress is also a bit strange. The whole story is super strange. And the Marvel's movie is super strange. Everything's super strange. So I could not feel really excited about Miss Marvel. Let's see here. Oh, so stretchy. At the start of your turn, you may move Miss Marvel 1 space. Miss Marvel can attack up to 2 spaces away. Okay, cool. As expected, so she's a melee that attacks at a distance, but not really arranged. So she attacks from behind. Okay. from afar. If Miss Marvel shares no spaces with your opposing fighter, you may boost this card. That's good. So we are separate enough for me to boost, and look at that damage there. Draw one card, and if you have 4 or more cards in your hand, deal 1 damage to an adjacent fighter. Also good for a last kill or to kill a stupid sidekick. If Miss Marvel is in more zones than the opposing fighter, the value of this card is 6. Okay, so if you are in a crossroads, it's a 6 for attacking or for defending. There are the feints. The value of this card is equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's a dangerous card, because unless you draw lots of cards throughout the game, this needs to be used in the beginning. Draw 2 cards. You may spend an additional action to draw until you have... Okay, so that justifies. So you get 7 cards, and then one of them will be this one, a heavy damage dealer. Gyro and Fries, wow, that's tasty. Recover 2 health. If you have 4 or more cards in your hand, gain 1 action. So this card is really critical because it will help you to pump lots of actions. If Miss Marvel space shares no zones with your opposing fighter, you draw 2 cards. Looks interesting, looks interesting. If Miss Marvel started to run a different space, it's 5. And choose one of the 1 effects. If Miss Marvel shares no zone with your opposing fighter, you do both. Discard and move. Okay. You shrink. Place Miss Marvel in a space in her zone as a slingshot to run away. Not bad. I guess what's happening here is the one that I was most excited, which was Cloak and Dagger, is the one that I'm least excited to play. And the one that I was least excited, which is a Squirrel Girl, is the one that I'm super excited to try and play. So anyway, it's fun with this when this happens, because basically I can get positive surprises for all of them. Yes, and feel very, very cool, very positive about this set and what it brings. So I hope that I've also shared with you all this excitement, and thank you for waiting until the end, watching the video until the end. Don't forget to leave a like, share with friends, consider subscribing, especially because I have a whole playlist full of Unmatched content, board games, other board games, and card games in general. So I truly believe that you'll find interesting content in the channel. Take a look and be part of this community for the future. Thank you. See you in the next video. Goodbye.